according to NFL Network's initial reports and later confirmed by ESPN, Joe Mixon will be missing a majority of that. The Texans running back injured his ankle over the offseason and had already missed OTAs and minicamp. Now, the aim is just to reevaluate him closer to the start of the regular season. Mixon's entering his second season in Houston at age 29. Time away from football for Treylon Burks is even less certain after the Titans wideout fractured his collarbone. The injury occurred on a diving one-handed snag during team period at practice. Word of the specifics came courtesy of NFL Network, and head coach Brian Callahan said post-practice that the receiver's status will be updated at the appropriate time.
Trevor, Saturday was Military Day at Eagles camp. Every player on the roster gave their jerseys to select military personnel in attendance. Great gesture from the Super Bowl champs. We're only 12 days away from opening their preseason slate against the Bengals. Sal Palantonio is with the Eagles to kickstart our whip around the NFL.
In the offseason, Jalen Hurts sought the counsel of Michael Jordan, and you could see in practice on Saturday, it was immediately paying off. The single-minded focus of Jalen Hurts is something that I haven't seen in a quarterback here, and I've been covering this team for 32 years. And as for Nick Sirianni, he told me in a one-on-one that this offseason, he sought the counsel of three people, Nick Saban, Peyton Manning, and Gino Auriemma, to find out what it takes to have, quote, sustained success, unquote.
It's Michael Penix's second year in the NFL, but his first training camp as the unquestioned #1 quarterback. And I've asked a couple of his coaches what's different about him. The answer seems to be kind of nothing. He's a natural leader. He's consistent. He's authentic in the way that he leads and the way that he conducts himself in the building. It's what they liked about him so much last year. It's the reason they drafted him so high, and it's the reason they feel like they're going to be able to plug him right into this offense this year and expect big things. It's been 8 years since the Atlanta Falcons made the playoffs. His fan base, his coaching staff, his front office are hopeful that Michael Penix Jr. can be the guy that breaks that drought.
The Browns quarterback battle rages on, and Kenny Pickett has put together 2 consecutive strong days. The Browns have been pleased with Pickett, who ended the day with a touchdown throw on the run. So the Browns quarterback battle will be a slow one because head coach Kevin Stefanski told me that he's at least a week away from prioritizing any sort of pecking order or depth chart. But in the meantime, Pickett and Joe Flacco will get a lot of the first-team reps. And Stefanski has lauded the work ethic and professionalism of both rookies, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, who was the last player off the practice field on Saturday. And really, the truth is, all the quarterbacks have had at least some trouble with this Browns defense that is showing shades of its past dominance.
Well, it's exactly what the Dolphins want to see out of their offense this coming season. What we saw at the end of this practice on Saturday, Tua Tagovailoa hitting Tyreek Hill for a 60-yard touchdown pass, one of several explosive plays in this practice. That is what head coach Mike McDaniel is looking for, but it's not just about what happens on the field, but also off the field. McDaniel wants to see this team be more accountable from top to bottom. So they're starting to see it on the field. Now McDaniel also looking for it off.
Table the Panthers for now. We're going to go back to Browns camp because we have a special guest joining us here on our Back Together weekend. What's up, Myles Garrett, joining the show? We're big fans of yours here on this show. Had the pleasure to talk to you a few times ahead of some of your games. And first of all, we haven't gotten to tell you yet, but congratulations on getting the deal done. How's everything feeling at camp right now, knowing that you've got that deal, and I know you're super hungry to get big wins?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more hungry, for the wins and being here, seeing my teammates getting out here and competing. That's what means the most to me. So just glad to be out here in the heat, and these guys are really excited to get out here and get better.
Myles, Dan Orlovsky here. Congrats on the deal. So we sat with you in the season last year, and you were saying, I really want to know what the forecast of the organization. What's the plan for the future of the organization before you determine your own individual future? What did you hear from them or see from them that made you comfortable with that?
I wanted something concrete, something that we could all get behind and believe in, and I think they really have a plan for these next couple of years to really turn us into a competitor sooner rather than later. And that's all we want to do. We want to go out there, we want to have fun by kicking ass and winning games.
Myles, Lewis, Redick here. Hey, man, it is good to see you, and I'm happy for you as far as your payday is concerned. Look, And along those lines, as far as the team, like, it's not just about the quarterback, but obviously about all the other players that you guys brought in. You brought in a lot of people on the defense. On the defensive line, there's some new faces, some young guys like Mason Graham. What have you seen out of some of the additions that you have on that side of the ball? And with you being the alpha and being the head of the snake there, do you like how it's going so far, albeit early on here in training camp?
For sure. You know, for the last month, I've had some of the younger guys in and out training with me in Dallas at a facility I work out at, and it's been real competitive. You know, guys, getting to compete with some of their peers from other teams, seeing how they stack up, and really pushing each other. So it's really been competitive for this last month. We've really already been in preseason. Those who are with me, and so I've already got to see Mason. I've got to see Alex, Isaiah, Aiden, those young guys who were there, they were able to really, get ahead of the curve, and they've really looked impressive, and it's showing right now, and hoping they can continue this momentum into the preseason games and into the season.
Miles, this is Field Yates. First of all, can I borrow just $10? Not asking for much, but I think you have it to spare. Let's keep the scouting theme going here. You just gave an assessment of Mason Graham, but of course everybody is going to ask your head coach about your quarterbacks and the competition going on right now. You've got a bird's eye view. You've got an up close and personal view. What have you seen from these four guys in the very early goings of training camp?
I've really seen that they help each other and they work together. The guys are not afraid to make a mistake, go out there and try to make a play, but also helping each other up and coaching them through what they see. Whether that's the young guy talking to Joe or Joe talking to the young guys. They're not afraid to seek each other out and make each other better.
Miles, Field asked you about the quarterbacks on your team. I'm curious to know what it's like in your division, having to go up against Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and now Aaron Rodgers twice a year with a lineup of quarterbacks that's quite decorated in the AFC North.
Man, I can tell you, it doesn't get more exciting than that. And knowing that we're gonna have the chip stacked against us every single week, it's fun odds. Knowing that they're gonna write us off and that we have to claw our way up from the bottom, and rightfully so. We didn't have the year we wanted to last year, but we got to go out and earn it each and every week, and that's going through these superstar quarterbacks.
That's well said. Miles, you might have missed this, but we were talking about how these guys were feeling like there's no way they could go out to training camp anymore. They're old farts, so that's partially why. But I'm curious, do you have any training camp secrets that you deal with to try to get through the heat and survive? You're obviously a different level athlete than the people here sitting at this set.
Thanks.
Hey.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just gifted. God gifted. Thank you. I just got to thank the Lord for this one.
Exactly, man.
I
know some things are what they are.
Different for some people. When you're Miles Garrett, it's a little easier.
You know something, Laura? Way back in the day, before he was even a Cleveland Brown, Miles Garrett bench pressed me about 14 times on national TV. I don't know if Miles recalls that.
Yeah, he's just gifted.
I'm a little denser muscle-wise now, Miles, but I think you still. We might be workout partners now as opposed to you bench pressing me, but I knew at that moment that you were built different.
Hey, we need to hit a workout now. It look a little bit different now.
You're going to be talking about those workouts like they talk about working out with Aaron Donald.
Yeah, we're going to get a reprise of that. Miles, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you. I have our crew with you for a long time.